Good evening, my luminous listeners, and welcome back to the Sleeping Spell, your faithful companion in the hush between today and tomorrow. It's that quiet hour when the castle portraits start whispering, the owls murmur in their sleep, and the world outside feels slower. Tonight, we'll have the news, a flutter of owl post letters, a few delightful announcements from Wizarding Society, a guest interview you won't want to miss, music to drift with, and even a bedtime story before I leave you to your slumber. So, pour yourself a mug of cocoa, or perhaps something stronger, I won't judge, and let's begin. Our first headline this evening takes us to Valencia, Spain, where muggles believe they are enduring an unusual heat wave. Of course, our listeners know better. The true cause, a pair of young dragons, likely young Welsh greens, have taken up roost in the mountains nearby, their sparring raising the temperature far beyond seasonal norms, leaving muggles baffled and fanning themselves furiously. The Spanish Ministry of Magic assures us the situation is under control, though locals are advised to keep cooling charms at the ready until the dragons are relocated. As ever, the muggles remain none the wiser, blaming, rather adorably, the weather. Meanwhile, in Wiltshire, a group of moon calves has been spotted under the full moon, leaving their usual intricate patterns in a farmer's field. Muggles continue to puzzle over the so-called crop circles, while the ministry quietly rolls its eyes. And finally, Quidditch fans. The schedule for next year's World Cup qualifiers is here. Ireland celebrates, Bulgaria sharpens its brooms, and Japan prepares its daring maneuvers. And as always, the Chudley cannons promise that this year will be different. Yes, well, we'll see. And now, a word from those who keep the sleeping spell candles lit. Starry sip tea. Drift to sleep with chamomile, lunar petals, and a pinch of starlight dust. Side effects may include dreaming of biscuits, wondrous wicks, enchanted candles that hum lullabies as they burn. Choose vanilla broomstick or warm butterbeer. Guaranteed trip-free. Now, to your letters. Our owls have been busy tonight. Our first letter of tonight says, Dear Sleeping Spell, I'm a Ravenclaw student, and I often feel invisible. My friends are louder, my ideas get overlooked, and I don't know how to make myself noticed. What should I do? My dear Ravenclaw, listen well. Moonlight is quiet, yet it illuminates the entire world. You may not speak the loudest, but your thoughts and actions are noticed by those who truly care. Try sharing your ideas with someone one-on-one. Even the smallest voice can carry the brightest insight. Remember, subtlety often outshines the loudest charms. Our next letter asks, Dear sleeping spell, which is better, fizzing whiz-bees or chocolate frogs? Well, it depends. Fizzing whiz-bees might send me flying to the ceiling. Chocolate frogs give me an excuse to chase a hopping snack across the room. For safety and fun, I'll take chocolate frogs every time. And finally, the last letter is from a wizard named Nicholas Lestrange, and he wonders, is it true that dragons prefer classical music over wizard rock? My brother says, this is nonsense. Ah, a wise question. Dragons are connoisseurs of sound, yes. Classical compositions, the long, deep tones, calm them better than the frenetic beats of wizard rock. Your brother may not have experienced a lullaby in front of a Hungarian horntail, but believe me, they do prefer the symphonies. On this day in wizarding history, on this day, 6 centuries ago, Hogwarts unveiled its first enchanted portrait, the fat lady herself, demanding 3 galleons a week and free wine. She never received the galleons, but she ensured the wine flowed, as portraits often do. While you stretch and sip, enjoy Orion Oakenheart with his new folk song, The Lantern of the Little Witch. Now, dear listeners, let's step into the lighter side of wizarding life. Social events, engagements, births, and celebrations that make even the most hurried witch pause for a smile. Ilara Moon and Cedric Fennel have announced their engagement this week. Their summer wedding will take place at Hogsmeade, complete with floating lanterns and enchanted flower arrangements that release gentle, twinkling lights. Guests are encouraged to wear robes that subtly shimmer, reflecting their magical aura. Even the owls are excited to attend. Lady Aurelia Blackthorne and Sir Percival Grimshaw were recently married in a midnight ceremony beneath a sparkling enchanted canopy. The fat lady herself attended, insisting the harpist perform the ballad of the bewitched broomstick mid-ceremony. Reports suggest the ghosts of Hogwarts couldn't resist joining the dance floor. A magical puffskein was born at the magical menagerie this week. The family is delighting in miniature enchanted toys and protective moonlight charms. Meanwhile, a small group of bowtruckles has been sighted near the edge of the Forbidden Forest, causing minimal mischief but ample fascination among the young witches and wizards who observe them. Even amidst the adventures, chaos, and enchantments, these celebrations remind us that magic also lives in joy, companionship, and tradition. So, pour yourself a warm drink and toast quietly to the wonders of the night. And now, the moment many of you have been waiting for. Our guest tonight is the remarkable journalist and adventurer, Morgana Cuffe. Welcome.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be on the show. I myself listen in between adventures when I can't sleep.
So, Morgana, your latest book, Wanderings in the Wandlit World, just came out, and in it, you mention visiting Durmstrang Institute, a place most witches and wizards in Britain have never seen. Tell us about that trip.
Oh, Durmstrang, yes. Well, first of all, you have to understand that the journey is part of the adventure. It's far to the north, and the only way to arrive, at least for guests, is by enchanted longship. Picture it. Dark waters, snow drifting down, and ahead of you, a castle carved into the cliffs, its towers glittering with frost. The headmaster at the time, a rather stern fellow named Dragan Volkov, insisted on giving me a tour himself. We walked through long, echoing halls lined with enchanted ice sculptures of historical witches and wizards. They moved, of course. One even winked at me.
Sounds breathtaking and a little intimidating.
Perhaps. But what I remember most wasn't the jewels or the castle. It was the night. There's no light pollution that far north, you see. After dinner, they took me up to the observatory, and the northern lights were shimmering overhead, greens, purples, a bit of gold. Someone handed me a mug of hot lingonberry tea, and for a moment I thought, yes, I could live here. Of course, then, I remembered how much I like summer.
A fair point. And this wasn't your only school visit. You've been to Beaubaton as well, yes?
Yes, Beaubaton is like a dream in silk. Delicate enchantments, music in the air, and fountains that sing. It was a dream.
You make me want to pack my bags. Morgana, before we go, do you have one travel tip for witches and wizards listening who might be planning their first magical journey?
Absolutely. Always learn a local charm or two. Even if you don't speak the language, magic is a universal bridge.
Wise words indeed. Morgana Cuffe, thank you for joining us tonight.
My pleasure. And to all your listeners, safe travels wherever your wand may take you.
Before we continue, a brief word from the Ministry of Magic regarding recent events across the wizarding world. Due to increased sightings of hippogriffs near Hogsmeade, witches and wizards are advised to maintain a respectful distance. Do not attempt to approach or feed these creatures without proper supervision. Accidental dueling or broom swooping in these areas is strongly discouraged. Now, a bit of upbeat magic to lift the spirits. Enjoy the Banshee Sisters performing Broomstick Boogie. Tap your toes, sway gently, and let the enchantment flow through your home. Fun, isn't it? Music is one of the truest forms of magic. It lingers in the heart longer than any spell. Let's check on the skies and magical conditions tonight. Over Britain, expect mild enchantments, perfect for a late night stroll if you're so inclined, and occasional light Hogsmeade showers. Cloak charms are recommended. The Scottish Highlands report a gentle frost, ideal for mooncalf migrations. And now, let us open the Archive of Oddities, where wizarding history sometimes chooses to be delightfully peculiar. On this day, many centuries ago, In the year 1692, the very first enchanted teapot was reported in Yorkshire. Now, before you laugh, let me remind you, this was no ordinary teapot. It had been bewitched to pour precisely the right amount of tea for whoever held the cup. A noble intention, I suppose. Unfortunately, the spell went awry. The teapot developed opinions, and when a certain visiting wizard asked for 3 lumps of sugar, the pot responded, quite indignantly, 2 is plenty, and promptly spilled hot tea all over his robes. The ensuing chaos led to the establishment of the Teapot Regulation Office at the Ministry, which still exists to this day. Imagine an entire department created because of one stubborn teapot. Well, as we are getting closer to the end of tonight's broadcast, I'll be reading you a story. Tonight's tale is The Lantern of the Little Witch, a story whispered through wizarding generations, a mix of folklore and lullaby. Long ago, in a small village hidden deep in the enchanted forest, there lived a little witch who carried a lantern, brighter than the stars. Each evening, she wandered among the moonlit trees, guided by curiosity and the soft glow of her lantern. She befriended creatures of all kinds, moon calves that danced in silver-lit meadows, bowtruckles that peeked from twisted branches, and a shy thestral foal whose wings glimmered faintly with moonlight. Whenever a child wandered too far, whether wizard or muggle, her lantern would shine brighter, guiding them safely home. On particularly foggy nights, she would hum softly the tune of the lantern, a lullaby that could calm the most restless hearts. One night, as the stars shimmered unusually bright, a small group of misfit magical creatures approached her. Together, they formed a circle, dancing lightly in the clearing. The lantern's glow intertwined with the moonlight, creating patterns that even the fairies paused to admire. The little witch realized that her lantern did more than guide the lost. It could brighten hope, soothe fear, and invite joy. And so, whenever you see a flicker of light in the corner of your vision on a quiet night, know it is her lantern watching over you. Sleep, little one, and let your dreams wander through enchanted forests. Dance with moon calves and fly alongside thestrals under the watchful glow of the little witch's lantern. The quill rests, the fire dims, and our night together draws to a close. Thank you, dear listeners, for sharing stories, music, and magic with me. After tonight's broadcast, I'll wander down to the kitchens for a mug of cocoa from a kind house elf. Maybe check in on a few roaming owls. And then let the castle lull me to sleep, as it does every night. Until next time, may your lanterns burn bright your dreams be safe, and your hearts remain ever curious. Good night.